have shared a yummy recipe with you, and I'm kind of excited about this one. It is a pumpkin, kind of like a donut, but it's not fried, so, and I don't have a donut thing, but it's a pumpkin muffin, and it is delicious. And I'd be happy to share the recipe with you, so I'll have a link for it in the comments. It's really delicious, and I've been talking about breakfast lately because, you know, I love intermittent fasting, but I sometimes think we might need to bring breakfast back, you know, if you're feeling stressed or anything like that. So I thought I'd share this delicious recipe with you, and I actually just made a few, so I'll show you these little muffins. They're really cute, and they're actually really delicious. And then I just put a little bit of coconut butter on top, and it's just like melting in. Do that when it's hot. So I thought I'd talk about a few things while I make them. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a half a cup of oat flour. Now I didn't have oat flour, but what I do have is oats and my trusty little magic bullet. So I just blended up, ground down my oats and turned it into a flour. So that's kind of a cool thing. You can do it with any kind of blender that you have. So there's my oat flour. And then I also have a half a cup of chia seeds. I'm just gonna check to make sure that's exactly, yeah, half a cup of chia seeds. And then I'm also gonna do a half a cup or a quarter cup of monk fruit sugar. So instead of using regular sugar, that's going to spike your blood sugar, and especially if you're eating them in the morning, which you don't necessarily want to do that, I'm going to use monk fruit sugar, which is a type of sugar. It's been around for a long time, used in Asian cultures, and it doesn't spike your blood sugar the same way. Yay! So I'm going to add that in there as well. And then I'm also going to put in some pumpkin pie spice and a little bit of baking powder and some salt. So I've already mixed those together, and I'm gonna mix those in there, and I'm just gonna stir it up and connect all of those ingredients together until I have a nice little blended floury mix without any flour, without any gluten. And you could certainly make sure to use like gluten-free oats if you're, you know, definitely gluten-free. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just melt 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So I'm just going to come over here and add them to my pot, my pan on the stove. Turn that on, get that cooking. And there we have that. I like to, oftentimes get like my coconut oil in bulk. And then I'll just have a nice little jar in my cupboard in my kitchen. So I'm gonna mix that with 2/3 of a cup of almond milk. You can use any kind of milk that you have. You could use coconut. You can probably just even use water if you're like, oh my gosh, I have all the ingredients except for this one. So I'm gonna do 2/3 of a cup of the almond milk and a half a cup of my organic pumpkin. Absolutely, you could have a fresh pumpkin in your, you know, that you could bake first, but I did not have that. So I'm gonna do a half a cup, and right now I just have the quarter cup out here, so I will just do 2 of these. And so these ingredients, plus with the chia seeds, make it really moist, the finished product really moist. So there's 1/4 cup, and I'll just do one more. Anyway, these are kind of a nice rainy day thing, but it's January. I hope you guys are all doing good. 2021. Let's hope things start this new year off right? And if you felt like, you know, one of the things I talk about with breakfast is I'm all for intermittent fasting. I think it's actually pretty awesome, and it can really stoke and boost your metabolism, and that's what it does. And intermittent means like creating a change. So if you're going to intermittent fast and you're going to create a change, you know, your body might get settled into that rhythm, and then all of a sudden you realize, gosh, I don't even really feel hungry for breakfast. But bringing back breakfast back would be another way to create that change in the body and the metabolism. And that could be actually kind of a good thing to just stoke your metabolic fire. Because I know sometimes if we're doing something for a long time, we might find that, gosh, you know, I've been trying to lose weight. I lost a lot at the beginning and now I'm kind of flattened out. Or this is the other big reason why I want to talk about bringing breakfast back. And I'm just going to pour my coconut oil in here and turn my heat off. So I just mixed all my wet ingredients first, just to make sure those are all combined nicely. Then I'm going to just pour them over my dry ingredients and keep mixing while I'm talking. I'm going to use this first. But what I wanted to just say is that, you know, this is, if you have been under more stress, if you have anything related to adrenal fatigue, which you might not even know what those symptoms are, but if you've been stressed, if you haven't been sleeping good, or maybe you've just been staying up too late, if you have thyroid problems and you just are tired and maybe you're cold, your hands and feet are cold and might have a little brain fog, that means your hormonal system, your endocrine system is a little more stressed. And eating earlier in the day can really ground you out and really calm and nourish your adrenals and your thyroid and your whole hormonal system, and really feed your body. Instead of going like halfway through your day without eating, you're actually feeding your body. And I'm a big fan of that. Well, I'm not a big fan of that, but the science tells us, you know, if you have those symptoms and your adrenals are fatigued, you have low thyroid function, you very might well do much better eating breakfast, right? Some people realize that intermittent fasting has been the biggest positive shift in their life ever, and they can run with that. And some people might try it and then like not really sure how it makes them feel, or all of a sudden they realize, yeah, it's great, except I eat like my whole house at night. So if that's you, then you might want to experiment with bringing breakfast back. And you can always read my breakfast report, which I'll put a link to in the comments. And you can also link in the comments to this recipe of these muffins. But I just want to say, you know, that might be something that you need that will help you. Okay, so they're all blended up, and the thing is, when you use chia seeds, you know, this is a pretty wet dough. They're gonna kind of it will get drier because those chia seeds will start to absorb more liquid. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a pan, and I have already greased this a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do, just to make it easier, I have this little ladle, and I'm just gonna ladle it in and into my pan. And I'm not gonna go too high because they are gonna rise. And this will help making them in my muffin pan. I'll probably be able to make about 10 of them. And then I'm gonna put them in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. And then I will have, my recipe says to cook them a little bit shorter, but I did the old fashioned, you know, get a little toothpick and make sure that they are done in the middle. And they're really actually pretty good. And what's great is, again, they are gluten-free and they're also sugar-free, so they're not gonna spike your blood sugar. So they're gonna give you, and they've got a lot of healthy fat with the chia seeds and the coconut oil. They're pretty good. Okay, I'm getting down to the wire. I think I can make one more and use this. And then, I'm just gonna pop them in the oven, and I'll show you again what the finished product looks like. Super easy. You know, it helps me, like when I'm doing this little live, to get all my ingredients prepped first, but it helps you when you're cooking it just in your own kitchen without anybody watching, just to get everything prepped first, and you can even put it away, and you just make it real quick like that and then get it in the oven. I think that's a great way to go. So here they are. I'm just gonna pop them in. And once they come out, what I did is I just took a little coconut butter, which is a nice, real subtly but beautifully sweetened, And I just put a little spoonful on top of my muffins here like this. And so this is what they look like. And they are really good. I'll show you. They're really moist. They freeze well. They'll last in your fridge 4 or 5 days like that. And I'll take a little taste. Yeah. They've got a nice sweetness, not too sweet, but the chia seed adds a really, really nice texture. So anyway, I will share that recipe, and I hope you enjoyed this. And check out my breakfast report too if you're wanting to learn more about the rhythm of your hormones, because that's really what I talk about. It's real educational. It's a great read, and if you download it now, I'll be sharing some more recipes with you along the way, some other delicious breakfast recipes, and maybe some videos and all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, take care, have a great day, and enjoy these muffins and let me know how you like them.